So, what I never really understood was all the Mac Jones hate. And I believe Mac Jones could be, one of the top, or at least, considered one of the top tier QBs in the league, but he doesn't really have weapons. And this kind of falls on Bill Belichick, and it goes back to pretty much him because his defensive minded coach, like he mostly thinks about defense. And one not one example of this is that in the recent draft, instead of getting wide receiver like Baltimore or a tight end like I think Green Bay did, instead of that he went out and got a defensive player, a CB Christian Gonzalez, I believe. And you know the point is that I think it's for Patriot fans and Robert Kraft. I think it's time to move on from Bill Belichick, and he might have been great, with Brady. Obviously, he was great with Brady, but I mean, now that he doesn't have Brady, like, what is he? Like, he hasn't gone to playoffs. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since Brady, and like I said, I think he can win with Mac Jones, but for some reason, Bill refuses to get him weapons, offensive players. And, yeah, I mean, maybe defense was working when, you had Brady, but now you don't. And, like, you kind of have to adapt to the times, and I just feel like Bill is stubborn, and he won't really change his ways, so I think it's really time to think of, other head coaches, because, I mean, I think if Bill is still gonna continue to be the head coach of the Patriots, I think that they have not a good chance of, going to the playoffs or even winning the Super Bowl like they did. So honestly, I think this game is a great example of why they must, move on from Bill to, an offensive minded coach, give Mac Jones some weapons. Like I said, but, Bill refuses because he thinks about defense, and, just it's time to move on from him. But overall, I think it was a pretty good game. I mean, it was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that kind of was interesting, the storyline, was that Mac Jones and Tua were, they shared a QB room at Alabama in college. So that was kind of interesting to me to see. And I do believe that, Mac Jones would have won, but, he has no help. Like, there's no offensive pieces around him, only defense. And, I really hope someone, at least a Patriots fan, can hear where I'm coming from, when I say it's time to move on from Bill, because, like I said, I do believe that the Patriots could win Super Bowl with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones' potential is, great, but he's limited because he has a defensive-minded coach, and that coach refuses to get any offensive pieces for him, And, yeah, I just think it's time to move on from Bill. But overall, it was a pretty good game. Like I said, that was the only thing that was good. the storyline was, they were both teammates before, but now they're like rivals, I guess. Um, Good play by the Dolphins. Obviously, the Dolphins. Obviously, they surprised me. Um, from this, if Tua is healthy throughout the season or stays healthy, the Dolphins have, for me, a really good chance of maybe winning the Super Bowl. But that's big if Tua stays healthy. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on yesterday's game. Oh, and I did root for the Dolphins, so I guess I'm pretty happy about that. That my pick, that I was basically right. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it there. Please leave a like, subscribe, and thank you. See you next time.